This is Robert Stehlik with Blue Planet Surf, and this is a little video on the Molokai race training workshop we did. Jeff Chang of Wet Feet and myself on Wednesday before the Molokai race. This is the start at Sandy Beach, and the reason we went from Sandy Beach, here's the course from Sandy Beach past Sonoma Bay, around Portlock to the finish of the Molokai. It kind of follows the last part of the Molokai race, and that's the toughest part of the race, which is why we felt this is the best run to go on to coach everyone. Before we started, we went to Portlock, to China Wall, and showed them the reefs and stuff there, which is an important part of finishing the race. And here we're starting at Sandy Beach, which this is actually a pretty small wave day. If the south swells are bigger, this can be pretty tough to just get out there at Sandy Beach, but you have to kind of know the line to take to through the white water and making out through the surf. So, but everyone had made it out, no problem. And this part, once you get towards Sonoma Bay, there's like steep cliffs and it's pretty rough water. So it's a good practice run for the Molokai race, where the last few miles of the race are super tough because it's very rough water, not an easy downwinder. This is Jeff Chang's camera. It kind of got fogged up after a while, but there's Bob from Brazil paddling past him, and here I am going past Sonoma Bay towards the wall by Portlock. This is kind of where you want to approach the wall when you finish the race. This is now by China Walls, coming around the corner, and this is a pretty important part of the race too, where you want to know where to go. Jeff, Chang, and I like to go really close to China Walls, and then you have to take a little left by the finger through the Reef pass, and then you can go right along the wall and kind of avoid that strong headwind that you usually have at Molokai Bay at the end of the Molokai race. So here I am going right along that China Wall. If you get really close to the wall, you kind of get a little bit more push. The waves kind of jack up right close to the wall, and you get a little bit of more of a push if you go really close. But it's a little bit feels a little bit sketchy at first to go that close to the wall, but it's actually pretty fun if you do catch a wave right there and you scoot right along that wall. Anyway, there's Jen Lee, who's doing the Molokai race, or she did the Molokai race 2 days later solo. And then there was another Adam Crawford from California who was also doing it solo. And Jeff Chang, myself, and another friend, Doug Locke, did the race as a 3-man team. And then there's 2 teams from Brazil and another team from California that were all in this coaching workshop. So here we're past the Reef Pass and checking it out. Like, so when you get to the finger at Portlock, you want to take a left through the Reef Pass. It's kind of important to practice and know where that is. And then after that, we like to stay close to the inside. There's a little harbor there, private harbor. And this was like a medium tide. Usually the finish of the Molokai race has a pretty high tide. Ends up being high tide during the day. And so you can go really close to the wall, right along the wall as you finish, which is what we're doing here. And that way you avoid a lot of that strong wind that you get in the middle of the bay. So we've done this many times, and we've passed, I've done the solo race 3 times now, and I've always been passing people at the end when I come close to the wall there, versus going straight through the middle of the bay. This is now the finish line of the Molokai race. We're by the bathhouse there in Hawaii Kai by the harbor. Everyone did a great job, and I think they all realized that this was really helpful. Last part of the Molokai race there. Adam Crawford. Here's Jeff's camera. You can see how it has like a big spot of fog inside the camera, so that's why you need those dry strips for the GoPro. Anyway, so this is going back to get the cars past Sonoma Bay, and here's a picture of the straight line from the Molokai start to the finish, and then the actual ideal line. You want to stay a little bit north of the line if possible. This is an actual line that we took from our GPS going across the bay, and you want to kind of head towards Sonoma Bay, then come close to the wall by Portlock, and then come right around there a little bit of a close-up. The worst thing you can do is head too far south and be not close to that wall and have to fight back up when. So here's that little left turn that you have to take to get through the reef. A lot of people go straight towards the finish from there, which is hard because you're going straight into the wind. We prefer going, this is where we switched the boat, but we ended up going pretty close. So that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. Mahalo.